Welcome back to the Monstrous Musings Podcast, where a couple monkeys consider the characteristics of creatures and cryptids from pop culture. I'm Andrew, and I'm joined once again by...
Oh, yeah, I'll go. Hey, it's me, Brandon. Hey, what's up? Ha, ha, hey, how you going?
And...
Hey, it's also me, Zach. Whoa, who? Crazy.
And now becoming a regular installment, the crowd's favorite. They can't shut up about this guy.
Come on, guys. Come on. You're too kind. You're too kind. Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, more than a guest now. More than a guest. I guess he's a regular. Oh, we just can't quite shake him. Anyway, we're here with episode 8.
Sounds like we're starting a cooking show with that. That's
Christ.
With what?
Incredible.
Oh.
like the way you're doing the little opening there.
A little bit of colored commentary, a little back and forth, a little banter, if you will.
You have the casserole pre-prepared in the oven because you don't want to make people wait like 48 minutes for it to cook.
Oh, dude, do I ever have the casserole pre-baking in the oven?
Instead of a casserole, it's a slide deck.
Exactly.
I've been cooking. Okay, literally and metaphorically, dude. In a sense, I've been macking cheese. Today on episode 8, we actually have something a little different. Okay, a little same, a little different. You know, it's variety's a spice of life. We got a double header, fellas. We got a double feature. There's 2 monsters that we're gonna jump into.
This cannot
Brandon
be.
and Andrew.
Yeah, exactly.
We were the monsters all along.
Yeah,
the
Brandon
monster
doesn't
inside
know.
me.
Oh, do you wanna go on?
No, there's nothing about that.
All right. Before we do that, we're gonna go back because someone was telling me, a little birdie told me that it would be fun to once again do the guessing and the drawing. So I think I've streamlined that process. Here's how it's gonna go down. Okay, I'm gonna describe each of the monsters. Okay. Not in a crazy amount of detail. I'm gonna let you take some artistic liberties, but you want to get as close as you can to what it is. Okay. It's gonna be hard, but you know what? You're harder.
That's what she said.
There it is. And I think we have to put like the SpongeBob bwomp sound as Andrew said that.
Yeah. So I'll give you a couple hints about each of them, and.
There, exactly. Yeah,
It's not going to show up in the recording.
Yeah, they're not going to hear it, but
Or you can just add it.
You can type it.
Yeah, just hear when we
funny.
kind of like giggle a little and then put it there.
Good. Okay, so there's 2 monsters, and there's a couple clues related to both. You're going to each have 10 minutes to draw a monster.
Dude.
Oh my god.
A monster or both
A
monsters?
monster. Jesse and Zach are going to choose one, and Brandon's going to draw both.
Oh, that's
What
incredible.
the? Why? How? Okay.
Brandon doesn't have any extra time. He's going to do both in 10 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just 'cause
Should I get like a pen and paper?
I'm MS painting with a mouse because my
Yeah.
drawing tablet is currently not set up. I don't have the drivers installed.
Okay.
I think that's
let's
fine.
let's level the
That's fine.
let's level the playing field. Let's all use MS Paint.
Yeah.
I don't even have. I'm on a Mac, so I have to use some sort of like online drawing
Oh
tool.
god. Some third party.
It'll be fine.
Draw.io.
Now, this podcast is mostly, an audio experience, but we're definitely going to put those up on screen. And, if this ever slips and slides on other, platforms later on, then we'll find a way to put this on social media or something. You won't be missing out on too much. And I will describe it in great detail. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get these clues going, because we got a podcast to discuss. And even though the name of the monsters is going to be in the podcast, so all the viewers know already, you guys have no idea what's coming. Okay, so 2 monsters. Monster A. After I describe both, Zach and Jesse can pick. They can fight over it. All right.
Okay.
Monster. You can take notes if you want. I'm not going to post these for
Oh
you.
wait, let me open a notepad.
You might want to do that.
Oh yeah. Geez Louise. Oh golly goodness. Oh geez.
Monster A.
Sure.
It is approximately 3 feet tall. It has a bulbous body. It's capable of flight. It's territorial, social, and carapaced. Meaning it has a carapace.
Okay. 3 feet tall.
A bulbous body.
Bulbous. Looks like a light bulb.
Sure. Capable of flight,
Okay.
Light.
territorial, social, and has a carapace. A carapace.
I have a crystal clear vision of exactly what this is.
Good.
And you can't
Hey,
convince me otherwise.
You get bonus points if you get it right. Okay. Monster B. This is a different monster now. You following,
Okay.
Brandon?
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
This one is humanoid. It's equipped with a tool and weapon. It is strategic. It's described in game as they are described in game as stinky freaks.
Dude.
And they're
Oh my
classy.
god.
It's Brandon.
Oh my god.
Okay. I mean, you know,
Don't guess out loud. Do
aside
not
from one of
ruin
those
it.
parts,
Okay. Once more, I'll go through B quick. Humanoid, equipped with a tool and weapon. It's strategic. It's described in-game as stinky freak, end quote, and it's classy. Okay. I'm so generous now, and we're going to see how close or far you are. I'm going to give you some quick clues about where these monsters come from, okay?
All right.
They're both from the same game. So if you know one, even if you don't have to draw it, it might help you figure out the other one, okay? The four of us have all played these games, either by ourselves or together, for 10 to 30 hours.
Ooh.
The game came out in the past 5 years, and one of the monsters is more recent than the other. I'm not going to explain anything else, okay? I'm going to start my timer now. If you start drawing before I say anything, go crazy. Just let me waffle a little bit, and I think we're going to set a 10-minute timer real soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I got so ahead of myself. Oh, my goodness.
Hey.
Jesse's kind of like the guest, This is his first podcast. He's not the guest. He's like a little cucumber coming out of its cocoon into a big, bold zucchini. Jesse, which monster would you prefer to draw?
Okay. Let me go through these hints again. A is 3 feet tall, bulbous, flight, territorial. He has une carapace, and he's friendly. B, humanoid, wields a tool and weapon, strategic, stinky freak, and is classy. I think I'm going to go for B. I think I have a pretty general...
Okay,
I've got a good idea of who B might
excellent.
be.
I wanted A.
Okay, perfect.
Cheers.
And
Excellent.
Brandon's going to do both. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm setting a 10-minute timer, and now it's going to be
ready.
Through the magic of editing, it's going to be, dude, just imagine, anyway, I'll talk, let's go. And just like that, we're back, okay? We gave these guys 10 whole minutes and not a second more to draw their little creatures. So how about we, why don't you guys, Zach, why don't you put your image in...
Hello? Are you okay?
Zach, why don't you put your image into Discord and you can explain your thought process. We can carve this up together, and then Jesse will go, and then Brandon will go, and we'll put them together, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody got it right. If you get it right, you'll be awarded a platinum banana, and whoever has the most at the time of our death will receive an additional ticket to the Memphis Bass Pro Pyramid.
This man's just yapping.
Dude,
Yeah.
you told me you need a ticket to go into that there Bass Pros.
Yeah, we'll keep score.
All right, so this is literally the only creature that came to mind when I thought of a 3-foot tall bulbous flight carapaced creature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of them flying Koopas.
I like that.
That's a good one.
I don't quite remember what they look like, but I feel like that's roughly.
Does a shell count as a carapace?
I love that.
Yeah, that's carapaced.
It does, yeah. Yeah, I looked that up earlier. Yeah, I did actually.
So that's what I believe you've described to me. If I was a forensic sketch artist, I would say this is a 95% accurate depiction.
I like how wide he is.
Yeah, it's his bulbousness.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It looks cute.
a little bulb, yeah, a little light bulb.
Kind of looks like he ate like a whole loaf of bread or something, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He grabbed like an entire package of Wonder Bread and just swallowed it whole. Or like Mr. Krabs having to take the pill.
Exactly.
It's like the suspiciously throat. Okay, I can't do it. Wait, no, just give me.
Is this guy like?
Lock in.
I know I'm not.
Bro, I
He's
think
like
there's
the
carbon dioxide poisoning in this building or something. Jeez Louise.
suspiciously bike throat shaped soy jack. That's what it makes.
Bike throat shaped what?
Yeah.
They swallowed a bike?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Or like one of those, like a snake swallowing an AK-47 or something.
Yes. A solid snake.
All right, who's next to?
I'll go up
It's
next.
Jesse.
Wait.
I'm ready.
Zach, I like it. It's cute. He's giving me frog vibes. His little belly button on the
Frog.
outside. I dig it. His little
Frog
angel.
vibes.
No further comment on accuracy. Okay, Jesse, go on.
All right. So when you were going on about all the when you were describing the characters, humanoid, wields a tool and weapon, strategic, stinky feet. Oh, that says stinky freak.
Yeah.
Stinky freak, classy.
Yeah.
What came to mind was the icebreaker.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's
okay.
From
incredible.
the hit game Smash Bros.
Okay.
You know what? I understand.
That's
that.
beautiful.
Yeah, like they probably do something on there that's like a very thick thing, and it's already like
Yeah.
let's say June, and I think you'd smell under that. It's like people who wear like Canada Goose. in like 22-degree weather. It's like, like I must when you peel that off, it's not good. No good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and they're kind of little humans. They go about doing their own thing. Tool and weapon, they both have like axes and
true, it's
mallets and
true.
whatnot. Strategic, the whole game, Super Smash Bros. Is all about being strategic. I guess you could describe these guys as stinky freaks. I mean, they are really annoying in the old games,
Yeah.
and classy. You can't dog on the classics.
Exactly,
So
it's true.
I went with the icebreakers this time
I
around.
dig it, the ice climbers. I have to say, Jesse, I certainly smell something here, and that might be trauma. I don't know who hurt you with the ice climbers in the past. That you think of them when you hear. But oh, that's interesting. Jesse, did you have any idea of what Zach's might be? Did that inform your guess at all, or vice versa?
No, I had no idea at all. When I was looking at 3 foot tall, bulbous, flight, territorial, carapace, friendly, I was maybe thinking like a Koopa Troopa, like from Mario type of
Okay,
thing.
well,
But I mean,
that's where Zach went.
he's not friendly, He's
Yeah.
not friendly. So
Well, I want to make one.
No, it depends. You
important
could go
distinction.
play golf with him or something. He'd probably be friendly with
Yeah.
that.
he would. He'd probably like go fetch your ball if it like fell into a swamp.
If you would allow me a single nerd emoji, index finger pointed up, I did say social.
Yeah.
You did say
And
so.
Yeah, but you know
instead of
what?
friend- I think it might
True.
have been misconstrued a little bit.
No.
Oh.
Think of
See how
it.
gets there.
Social. When you play the game, is there a single little flying guy? No. There's multiple.
Oh,
They're in
okay.
packs. They're often in
Alright.
packs.
That's
Alright.
true. That's
And there are
true.
two
I was
ice
gonna draw
climbers.
multiple, but
Yeah, you're limited on time. Okay. So we're gonna go on to Brandon now. How about you drop it in here?
Oh my God! Rock lobster.
All right. So Brandon's entries are Rock Lobstersaurus and Samuel Troglosaur. Could you please
Looks a lot
explain
like Find Waldo.
who these creatures
Or
are and
Waldo.
where they came from, Brandon? What game are these guys from? Please.
So,
Or movie.
so
or
you said
book.
like a carapace creature. I was thinking about a lobster, except I was trying to get like a little like slightly like pinkish tone, even though lobsters are red. But wasn't really coming out. And I found this like other cool like slightly mahogany, slightly burgundy color, and so I went with that, and I started drawing a shrimp because I was thinking of like a bulbous thing. But then I was like, oh, it's actually I guess it's like more of it's like a carapace thing. So I drew the little lines on it. So
What's
it's
he
kind of
holding?
like.
Which?
It's an
What is that,
iPhone
iPad?
with. It was supposed to initially the Instagram logo, but I couldn't find the color, and like the
Okay.
eyedrop tool doesn't like go across apps.
Yeah.
So I did the Twitch thing, and you see that it has a little front facing camera with a little notch there, and he's just going blah blah because he's like an IRL streamer. He's like one of those guys. They're like really obnoxious and talk out loud to their phone in public, and it's like, is this guy on a phone call or is he like streaming to like one guy? You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like. And then he has like a wing that's a slightly different color because again, I forgot how to find the
It's
color,
like
and I
a
only
Marge
found that later.
Simpson wig. I thought
No,
those
it's
were
like
wings.
No, it's a wing. Yeah, it is
Oh.
a wing. It's just like it's a different color wing because like I couldn't find the same color again, but then I found it
Okay.
later. Anyway, it's like a whole thing.
All right.
But yeah,
So
there's
your
that.
first monster was informed by the B-52 song? Is that where this monster?
I came up with that name later. I was like, when you said there was 1 second left, I was like, I have to figure out 2 names, and so I typed them
That's
very
pretty
quickly.
good for 1 second.
Also, Brandon, can I ask you a quick question about your knowledge of lobsters? Since
Yeah.
when do lobsters have like multiple digit hands and like 2 feet?
Well, this thing's a monster. This thing ain't a normal lobster. This is a monstrous creature. that
Monstrous,
is
vile
perhaps
beast.
based on the same family or genus as a lobster.
If someone said like a flying like worm with a mole head or like a snake with 4 tongues, you'd
Yeah.
be getting pretty close.
Initially, I was gonna try and draw a shrimp, but like it didn't come out. And then it's
Well,
not,
the
it's not
shrimp
really
was busy
lobster
frying the rice, right? So you couldn't bother.
Yeah,
with shit.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So how about you tell us about Samuel over here?
So, he's kind of like he's like a dude, right? He said humanoid, so I tried to draw him with like some nice boots, like long boots, except it's actually part of his like skin because it's not quite a boot. It's just like a long kind of nice. It's like imagine like a chukka, but
Oh,
it's just his feet.
okay, Brandon.
They're shaped like that. He's wearing some jeans, because he went to, like, he visited, I think, Nashville during his, like, senior year, and so he decided to pick up some jeans, and he got, like, a nice flannel shirt with it. But he stinks because it's, like, it's kind of like thick jeans, like a nice, like, thick flannel shirt, but it's, like, the summer, so he kind of stinks, and it's not great. And,
so he's like a deep fryer basket with a very long neck, or?
he just has like a long neck, and it's kind of like so long that he's trying to like fit into the frame for the photo, but the guy was taking it in like landscape mode and not portrait, so he had to like fit in the photo properly. He had to careen his neck down.
And that's
he's a classy guy. Yeah, he's a classy guy.
I got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
First of all, can you explain why, relative to his neck, his face is upside down?
Well, no, see, that's the whole thing. He's a strange, like, angler-like creature sort of thing, where his neck is kind of long, and he kind of, in a normal situation, he kind of like has his head in like a hook format,
I see.
But here he's just like careening his whole neck down, so it's like a whole thing. But his head normally is upside down, and so he has to wear like a special, like, to do the hat.
He's like that one kid from Family Guy.
Exactly.
that one kid from Family Guy with the head upside down.
Yeah. So there, he has to put on the hat. He has to kind of like strap it. Like, it doesn't show, but he has like little like ear straps for it normally. But like in this case, he does a pretty good job of hiding.
It's almost like sometimes an Abe Lincoln beard.
Yeah. Sometimes he also does like a little. It's like a sticky thing sort of thing, like a little pressure thing, and he can adjust the like pressure to like keep it on his chin. It's a little bit of pain, but it's part of his style. That's why he's classy.
Okay.
And his tool is a gun. Yeah, that's it. He just has a gun.
Also, my follow-up question would be: Can you explain to us how to pronounce his full name?
It's Samuel Troglesor.
Oh, okay.
That's incredible.
Because he's
like
because you could perhaps say that he's of the troglodyte family, but not quite. Like his roots go back to the troglodytes, perhaps. And
you hear some lore.
The Osor is I think it's just they came from like some sort of little area there called Osor, and then that's the origin of his name. That's what it is.
Are you brown nosing for some extra points there? You have the backstory.
No, I was asked. I have to bring the lore breakdown. Yeah,
that's incredible. I love it.
Okay. I have some pretty fantastic news. One of you got it wrong, and the other two also got it wrong. So it's kind of unfortunate, but perhaps I'll off the cuff. Let me just drop a couple more, sprinkle out a few clues. Let me shake a few more clues out of my full head of hair here, and we'll see if we can get a little bit closer before I do the grand reveal. Do we like the sound of that, or are we just over it already?
No, go ahead.
Good. Okay, so I want to say that the theming of this piece of media is much darker than what you presented here. It's not as bright as a Koopa Kid, although Smash Brothers can be kind of disturbing in its own way.
Absolutely.
I want to say we played this game together.
What? Here's a question.
Recently?
Yeah. When's the last time we played this game?
Wednesday, March 7th.
And you wanna the way you worded that, you wanna say we played this game together, so you're not sure if we have.
No, I'm positive we played this game together because it happened a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty recent.
Okay, let me sort my games when I last played.
And I'm not asking you to guess the game. You're gonna find these creatures, okay? And I'm very tight on time here. So it's darker theme. It's bleaker. These monsters we've discussed are enemies, which kind of and it was played in the past couple months. And I will give you a collective.
Can we discuss and try to? What games have we played, lads?
Just spit it out.
We played Risk.
That's true.
We played Risk of Rain. We've played Deep Rock Galactic.
I feel like you're onto something.
Risk of Rain, Risk of Rain could be a good sign.
I feel like Risk of Rain could be it because there are a lot of flying enemies.
Social carapace.
I'm gonna go one step further. Okay, one of them is a sort of insect. The other one is human adjacent, but more of a mimic, if you will.
Mimic mentioned. It's Lethal Company. Oh wait, it is Lethal Company. Wait, it's got to be Lethal Company.
It is.
Right?
I'll give it to you. It's Lethal Company. I will give you
30
seconds to guess the monsters, and then I'm moving on. Then we're doing the big
little
grand reveal
flying
here.
bugs. But are they carapaced? Is the first one the yippee bug, but he doesn't fly.
I was thinking about that.
I think he means that that other like little flying like sort of like a little critter looks like kind of like a maggot or something.
I might have to
think I
start
just
recording
would've
these
been,
with face cam because you saw the grin I had on right now. I'm gonna tear the band-aid off here. Let me do the share.
Monster B is definitely Brandon in Lethal Company. But we know that already. It has to be the guy with the knife, the butler.
Maybe,
Dude.
maybe.
You have cracked the code. The two monsters we're discussing in episode 8 are the Hoarding Bug and the Butler. That's right.
Yes!
So how does that compare to the drawings you've made for me?
Does the hoarding bug fly though?
I think
I
The
think
Hoarding
it
Bug
does. It does.
fly, yeah.
I
It
think
does,
Brandon's
when it
gotten
aggressed.
the closest, honestly.
Legitimately, Brandon got the Brandon got the closest. That's so true. The top
take
hat. You got the top hat.
Is that a rare Brandon W? It's not
Brandon
that rare.
Brandon you.
So we're gonna dive in. I think life is gonna be better for us if we go monster by monster, and I think we got to start with the Hoarding Bug.
Band for
We've
band.
already called it the Yippee Bug. Does anybody want to describe that, or do you want me to? Yippee! Exactly, that's right. I think it's based off one of the mods there that makes them make the autism creature noise all the time. So it's so deeply associated with us, and that's one of these images we see here on slide 4.
I like the central
from the
top
mod.
image on slide 4.
Yeah, well, it's an important part. It's actually, I thought to get in the mind of the monster, we'd want to see the Hoarding Bug POV, and nothing else better encapsulates that. So,
What are these images?
the bugs, man. So we raised a good point there. Yippee Bug, do they fly? They do fly sometimes. Who knew that they
Are
flew?
they carapaced?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
In like the 4
I
pixels.
dispute that.
According to the wiki,
To
Yes,
be
yes.
fair, I've never seen them like running away. I always
true.
see them like facing me,
And all these pictures are all facing us.
I didn't
How
want to
could we
read
ever-
too
Yeah.
much, but
That's
this
true.
helped with my hint, okay? So, coming from Sigurd's log. Any Lethal
What did
Company
you
heads
say?
out there know about
Mind repeating
Sigurd's
that?
log? Sigurd, Sigurd. He's like, I don't know, the lore master or something. He wrote the
I didn't
entries
know.
on the terminal. Some of the stuff he said is that they measure a height of 3 feet on average with bulbous bodies. The thinness of their fluid and blood and the material of their carapaces contributes to their low weight, making them capable of flight with their membranous wings. I didn't want to put membranous in there because I didn't want to throw you guys off too much. Didn't want to give you too much to think about.
Pull out the thesaurus.
It also said they're somewhat transparent. I thought that would throw you off too.
Yeah.
There's layers
yeah,
to
for
this,
sure.
like an onion. Anyway, so they
For
do
sure.
fly. When do they fly?
When threatened.
Exactly. When threatened, their little legs, they're kind of in a crab-like position, especially if you look at the top left on 4 there.
Almost
Their
in a
legs-
lobster-like position.
Almost in a lobster-like position. But when they fly, their legs drop, and it looks almost like, not inhumane, because it's inhuman, because it is totally human. They look like some big gym bro, like, coming at you, you know?
Kind of looks like the Mothman.
It's terrifying. They have these huge, what is it, delts? Lats? What are we looking at? Thighs?
Which part of the body?
The gluteus
Quads?
minimus.
They have
what
meaty
they're called?
thighs.
I think it's quads.
Okay, meaty quads, and they're stomping towards you, but not stomping because they're floating in the air. Now, I completely understand if you didn't associate them with flying, because almost all the time we see them on the ground, right? Because we're gamers and we never fall for their tomfoolery. But,
That's true. That's true. Not once.
Not a single time. But
Not
they
a
do
single
fly.
time.
Now, Zach, you pointed out the I like you cut G image. Do you know why I put that in there?
Because every single time we, I don't know. I have no idea.
Because
It's funny.
that's how you can kill them. Because they can die. I think one of the videos of the wiki I put to like get my facts straight said that they can be brutally beaten to death with with stop signs and things. It only takes 3 hits. I
Same
think that's
actually.
it. What? Same actually? Yeah. Anybody out there who's looking for Brandon's treasure, searching for the One Piece, all you have to do is hit Brandon with a stop sign 3 times really hard, and it's all yours. Is that what you want to go on the record as saying?
If you could find it.
Yeah, if you can find it. Yeah, so 3 hits with a stop sign or yield sign or whatever else is in the game. I don't think every beast in Lethal Company can be brutally beaten to death, but these guys can. Stomped like a bug, as it were.
Poor things.
Poor things, yeah. And after I said meaty thighs, I thought of like claw meat, like lobsters, you know, like the people talking like meat, you know. So, Brandon, maybe you were the most right of them all, right? Because lobsters are really just the centipede of the ocean.
Well, speaking of meaty thighs, I definitely think the yippee bug would probably be like up on my list of like top creatures in Lethal Company to cuddle with. Like, I think he's just like he brings like a certain like brings a certain something to the table that like I really find attractive in a person.
I thought you were going to say to eat, Jesse. I thought
No,
you
I
were
thought
going
you
to
were
rank.
just gonna, I thought you were just gonna stop it like attractive. And yeah, I think
Also, on that point though, Jesse, like, is there like literally any other creature in Lethal Company that you'd want to cuddle up with? Like, I think it's a fairly low bar to pass.
The Bracken?
Yeah, the coilhead, you know, just stare into its eyes and
The big goofy spider.
fall asleep. Yeah.
So Zach,
Oh,
what
the
you
big-
might
the
not
big
know is
spider,
that
yeah.
when programming Lethal Company, the solo dev, he only followed a simple kind of, game dev strategy of having 34 rules. So if you look up Lethal Company Rule 34, then you're going to find how simple it was to code it, and that might help you make a better decision on the monsters that you want to cuddle with.
This game only has 34 lines of code? That's amazing!
You might. I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Jesse, I really like that you. Do you want me to give like a big Brandon reaction like last time? Go, Jesse, I can't. No, I'm kidding.
Sure.
In the
slap it in there.
in the Sigurd log, he actually wrote, "Whoa, we love the stupid cuddle bugs. This has been a note from the
no
indomitable
way.
Sigurd." So he also thought the same thing.
No way.
Call
No
them
way.
cuddle bugs.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
You are on
Just
a
like
roll.
how Brandon was on a roll last time.
Exactly.
With the Ratalos.
Exactly, dude. I like that. Yeah. So, cuddle bugs. Do you know what else they've been called?
EP bugs?
We call them that for sure. They've also been called loot bugs.
Loot bugs.
On the wiki or something, someone said this was a reference to
Deep Rock?
the Bible. Well, yeah.
The Bible.
Wait, the Bible.
I'm kidding. I don't know if they're loot bugs.
Yeah, see, had you put
They love loot.
had you put loot bug in like the hints, like that would have been like a tongue twister, you know, because we would have been like
I know.
stuck between Deep Rock and this.
I know you've been so thrown off. But
I think it would have been cool if Andrew wrote hint and then just gave us a full like 8K image of the monster. I think that would have been cool.
I feel like I've almost done that before. No, I feel like I have shown you the freaking slideshow before.
Yeah,
It happens, man.
it does happen. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about loot bug, Brandon? Why do they have their hoarding loot bug name?
Because they take your loot, otherwise they like stab you in the liver, and
Yeah,
that's what they do.
it's pretty close, dude.
Who knows where they put that?
Yeah.
I don't know where they put the loot.
I
They have a
can't
pocket.
argue with that. I think Brandon hit it head on.
Yeah.
It's like like crows like shiny things. So I think this little loot bug has the same vibe.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's what was represented on slide 5 there. You see the little meme on the bottom? Got the 2 loot bugs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Slide 5.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why is there so many of them? The other pictures.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. Anyway, they're generally
Okay.
peaceful or passive unless you steal from their loot stash or you're near them you're too near them for too long, much like Brandon. Then he starts swinging wildly. Yeah. So the loot they grab little bits and boops moving around, right? I feel like we've all looked at the terminal and watched the little loot like moving, like what? Huh? But
Huh?
yeah.
But can that many spawn at once? That's insane. I don't think I've seen like more than like 2 at once.
I don't think so either. I've almost
Let
only
alone
seen
like an
them
entire colony.
solo. Colony's a great word. I've almost only seen them solo, but apparently they can sometimes spawn in groups, and when they spawn in groups, they could be as big as 3 to 5, which is a lot of loot bugs.
That's
We have
scary.
to go loot bug exploring one day and
We might.
find,
We do, we
find
do.
the lost colony of loot bugs.
Yeah,
We do.
the lost and the last. But yeah, I mean, Brandon, you can do some math, right? 3 hits per loot bug. You got 5 loot bugs. That's like
At least
72 hits. Like, yeah, that would take a long time to kill them, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, if only 1/8 of your shots are landing, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so in colonies, they're kind of cute. They can fly when they're threatened, and I think they're pretty menacing when they're floating around. I can't put it here right now, and I can't put my finger on it, but some of the noises that come out of these loot bugs scares me. You know what else scares me when it flies around? Pigeons.
I thought you were going to go to like an ad transition or something, like a
Yeah.
sponsor and say, you know what else
Sponsor
scares
this
me?
video.
Lack
DJI
of internet
drones.
privacy.
Yeah.
Exactly. That'd be
I
good.
love a DJI drone. I hate when they fly in my window in the middle of the night and go.
Yeah. Oh no, not yet. Not yet. But
Also, Andrew, flash the left image on a screen of slide 5 again. I thought that little engine block was a Polaroid camera at first. I thought they were like a little paparazzi coming here to snap a pic.
who wins?
Fans.
Who wins? 5 loot bugs with a DSLR camera, or 1 man with a shotgun? Oh, we will never know. But yeah, anyway, I love the little loot bugs. They were the initial beast that drew me to, I wanted to do a Lethal Company episode, and I wanted to talk about the hoarding bugs with you because they're so cute. I've been in countless facilities there with Jesse, and just I give them a treat, or I go to pet them, they like bite my arm off, and anyway, I just get so drawn in by their big red eyes,
Ew.
They're kind of
And
cute.
their meaty
I'm so
thighs.
scared. And their meaty thighs. Red eyes and meaty thighs, dude. Oh, that's incredible. But we have another monster to discuss, don't we?
True.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, and that monster would be the
Samuel
social
Torgelsour.
and or the social and political ramifications of Brexit, Brandon.
Yeah, that a couple things happened that like they exited and they're British, so
Yes, they exist.
Oh.
This is bad.
Yeah,
This is not good.
I guess so. Yeah.
I would get the cane if this was like a 1920s rubber hose cartoon. I would get like a cane around my neck and dragged off stage by now.
Yeah, and just like sweating and like we're just like open mouth coughing at him.
Ew.
Yeah.
You know, the real question is in all those old, like, I don't know, in lots of like old little films and cartoons, people always throw Rotten Tomatoes at performers who were doing a bad job.
Yeah.
Did they go to the show with the tomatoes? What's the lore behind that?
Yeah, it's your leftovers from the week, they gone bad. What else
Just
are you
in
gonna
case
do?
it's bad. What if you love the show?
Well, then you just chuck them out at the end of the show,
Okay.
Nothing lost.
Oh, dude. Okay. That makes more sense. I guess it's not that deep. Because I don't want to leave you in the dark, and I don't want to dishonor myself. Let me read from its bestiary thing on the Wikipedia. I don't think it's Sigurd anymore, but it's another person in the log. This is from the terminal in the game, okay? There's no file on this one, so I'm making it myself. We keep finding these stinky freaks in the mansion. They won't talk to us. They don't even pay attention to us, and they look like deflated balloons. The smell is like rotten meat. And then they go on to say it's so bad it puts Richard to shame. I don't know who Richard is.
Who's
so
Richard?
I didn't want to read that part aloud. But yeah.
Yo, buddy, Richard's freaking crazy,
Interesting.
buddy.
So does this guy look like he smells like rotten meat?
No, he
Yeah,
A little
doesn't.
bit.
He
The look
doesn't.
he
I'll
has,
be
the look,
honest,
you
yeah.
you can see the fold on his face. Imagine the folds below. He probably doesn't
Really?
wash them. Yeah.
Jesse's just trying
That's true.
to be nice.
I'm
and
just
trying to,
flattering, but,
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here for this guy. Somebody has to defend this guy.
yeah, that's respectful, Jesse.
Definitely his like fat on his face. Like
Yeah.
I feel like beneath those folds, it might stink.
Yeah,
But
but I imagine
otherwise,
the rest
like,
of
he
his
looks like
body. I don't
That's
think he has
true.
to change of clothes. I think it's just that.
That's true.
He
And those
legit
empty
looks
eye
like
sockets.
like the blobfish.
He does.
But he does.
Yeah,
He does.
looks like the
But I don't know.
blobfish made man.
I feel like he like takes good care of himself, Like he's out here like brooming the halls of like this big mansion, He's obviously like keen on like keeping cleanliness, He's very clean. So when I think stinky fella, this wasn't the first guy
I
that
imagine
would have come
stunk.
to my
Yeah,
mind.
no, it's fair enough. I think maybe
Upstanding
maybe he
citizen.
does. He has like one of those old fashioned like perfume bottles with like the little squisher.
Okay.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, the icebreakers aren't very stinky, so it's
You mean the ice climbers?
the ice climbers. The ice climbers.
Probably
Oopsies.
break
Yeah,
it on the way.
I'm sure they break ice too.
Oopsies.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close there. He does look like a deflated balloon, though, right? That's the blobfish speaking there.
Yeah.
He does.
And
Maybe if he was at the bottom of the ocean, he'd be like some sort of like handsome, like kind of like European
Yes,
model
true,
or something. But
true,
up here, he
because
looks like
the
a
pressure's
horrible, deflated goblin. Maybe like some sort of like a guy trying to write a paper or something, and he's just like trapped in his room by the you know.
dude, whoever could you be talking about? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so on the right is actually like all the way to the right there. Like, oh, keep going. Yeah, there. It's concept art of him. I guess from the creator. You can see him sweeping. You can see his little nose. You can see him pull out his little knife to remind you of his
nationality.
Yeah.
British boy.
Exactly, yeah.
and then
He's
below
English,
it is
isn't it?
Yes, exactly, dude. I really wanted to put these images
This guy
here.
clearly comes from like the lower side of London or something, you know.
Yeah, from the slums.
Exactly. But you know what? He cleaned himself up, but some old habits die hard. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and like a Butler, you know, it takes a while to take the stab out of
I like that.
a Londoner, as they say.
So good, in fact. But yeah, the concept art I had to show. I wanted Zach to see it because there's one thing that stuck out to me about these little guys. One, it's cool that you get to see behind the scenes because I didn't see any of those for Hoarding Bug. Right? I said that one of the monsters is more recent. This guy was added in an update in like April, as opposed to the Hoarding Bugs, which maybe came with the game back in October. So I don't know. But these little creatures here, the little doodles, they kind of remind me of like that little schnoz thing that you see in the memes from Berserk, or even the egg eye thing. Zach,
Yeah.
can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, especially here. You know, I'll just go find it and I'll put
But
it
at
in
the
chat
same
so-
time, Andrew, I also think you're utterly wrong.
Oh yeah, and why is
I'm
that?
kidding, yeah.
Okay.
His nose is like kind of small.
Yeah, I know it's kind of especially the side profile one.
You know what he reminds me more of? You know what he reminds me more of?
Red from
Little
Angry
bit,
Birds.
little bit. No, Kilroy was here. That little.
Oh,
Yes.
good, Brandon. The first meme question
Oh, I
mark.
dropped something.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that was metal pipe falling sound effect, Brandon. That wasn't you dropping something.
Yeah, I dropped like a stainless steel little water bottle, and it was like a whole thing. And like, but yeah, the Kilroy's here. I think that's kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an interesting little fella. So there's one more little nugget. Well, there's a couple nuggets. I'm going to read once more from the wiki because it's going to drive into our next point here, okay? This is describing how he works in game. When a butler enters the murder phase, it will put away its broom and pull a kitchen knife from inside their jacket, using it to attack the target employee. While in this phase, old thriller movie-esque ambience will play. That's not what I was looking for at all. But I was going to talk about that later. So we can talk about it now. I listened to this little track. There is like thriller movie ambiance. It's a fun enemy because it switches between those phases. Kind of like our Hoarding Bug, I guess. You know, maybe that's why I drew the association, right? It's kind of peaceful. True. It's not... when I was thinking classy, I thought, well, what's classier than not murdering someone in front of their friends? You know? So he waits till you're alone. And he stabs you in the back rooms.
Doesn't want to get blood on your other friends, you know? It'd be hard to get that stain out.
But also, at the same time,
detergents.
is it not unclassy and sophisticated to have to kind of like do this in the shadows?
Oh. Dude, you're making a point there. That could potentially be true as well.
Yeah. See, I know if they could do.
But I love the way these guys shuffle around. I love the way they look as a design, not as like my friend Harold, who I haven't seen in 30 years. He looks like you know when people kind of describe bodies that have been washed up on shore, like from a shipwreck or something, but like someone's passed away, so they're kind of bloated and stuff.
That's horrible.
Dude,
Yeah, well, I think that's what it's. You know,
Andrew swam a time or two in his life, so I think he knows what happens when people drown, and you know. I don't know how he got some of that knowledge to such an accurate degree, but you know, hey.
Yeah, I can't point to a
Andrew's
specific
a swimmer.
thing. So this is potentially, you know, I promise
You know,
it's not
it
a
just so
self-report.
happened that like, you know, like he happened to like during a couple incidents, you know, a couple weeks before, happened to get like the best time that week, and the competition kind of had a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I think it just happens. You know, it's just a coincidence. You know.
Yeah, it is just a coincidence. But can't you see that? If I were to say someone that's like bloated, like not swollen, I guess, but like a. So look at his sunken eye holes. These little black eyes, like.
Look at those little gangly fingers.
Yeah, I didn't notice them until now. Yeah, little, yeah.
He's obviously got like back problems though.
Obviously, yeah. He's a cute
got,
little bow tie.
Yeah, he is a bit on like the chubby side, but man, like I don't think like
No, it's
this
the coat,
guy's
dude.
been
The coat
to,
adds 80 pounds.
This guy should like visit like a chiropractor or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
And
So it's less of a coat and like more like a
It's
cape
like that,
at this point.
Oh,
That's how big it is.
it's a two-piece thing. It's like he has his jacket underneath, and what he has is an overcoat.
Okay.
Right, right.
So
It's
he
hard
has
to
his little
tell,
like vest and whatever.
But I'm looking
Yeah.
at the slide 6, like on the tile floor. Does he have his pants like way up above his belly button, or is something else going on in there?
No, I think it's just a very long vest.
Yeah.
What?
It's a vest.
But there's
When-
white
when-
at the top. It's
When
like a white
Jesse
collar.
said
and what?
chiropractor, you know that episode of Family Guy where Peter goes to get like his back cracked or something, he becomes like 3 foot taller. That's what I'm picturing for this guy. Let me find the
Oh
image.
my god, this guy would be stupendously tall if he had that operation done to him.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah.
So there's one more important thing about this bloke, okay? And
Okay.
that is, once again, this is from the log now, okay? It says, I hear flies buzzing around inside their bodies. Jess said she saw something crawl out of its eye socket and go back in.
Ooh.
Yeah, brother. Ugh.
Ooh.
So when you're near them, you can hear buzzing. If you were to take a shovel to it and clobber it, I believe 5 times. So it's more durable. You know, like everybody puts like 2 anime characters, like speed. Goku gets a 10, and Monkey D. Luffy gets like an 8. You know, and then you like the durability. You know, durability. Anyway,
The
he's
Butler
more
would be
durable than a
Goku.
bug, even though he doesn't have quite the same carapace. But they can be killed. When they're killed, I believe their head pops, and
Same.
a bunch of bugs come out.
Ugh.
Yeah, brother. Oh.
I think this guy is like a little skin sack that is populated by bugs. I don't think there's much left inside of him. You know.
He's like that character
Gross.
in Men in Black, the main antagonist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Brandon?
I do. Yeah.
I don't, but I'm gonna smile like, good one.
It's like a little alien that comes down and finds a guy and then just walks around in his skin.
Oh, that sounds the same.
And
Yeah.
it's a bug alien too.
So the
Yeah.
bugs that spawn are
little
called
bugs.
mask hornets, and they attack nearby employees. So
Yes. There we go. So I think
hornets from a
they're
mask.
they're using this guy as a mask.
Yeah. Is that like Brandon? You're the local Nicolas Cage representative, even
Yeah.
aficionado.
Okay.
Is there a movie about him and bees of some sort? Is that at all
you mean
related?
like the
Is it
Wicker
not?
Man?
Yeah. Does this give?
I don't
Wicker
think this
Man
has
vibes?
anything to do with the Wicker Man.
I was just checking. I just thought
The Wicker Man was like they have the little cage and they want to torture him by like putting the little bees in like the face cage thing. I don't think this. Maybe this is the aftermath of that the bees possessed him in this strange and wondrous, horrible world, and then he
Yeah.
became bloated because the bees reproduced inside of him. And,
Ew,
like, built their hive out of him or something.
Okay. Oh.
And that's why it's just like a flabby skin sack that is essentially a walking nest controlled by some sort of powerful hive mind like bee. In my opinion, I think that could be a possible reason.
Yeah, it
That
could
could
be.
be a possible reason.
Exactly.
it's also-
behave. He's also British.
I like it. Yeah, as noticed by where some character put the Union Jack behind the little character there on slide 7.
Yeah.
Which was also a thumbnail for some sort of mod on the mod manager we used when we played this. So I don't know what. Like, I get. Do they make him British? What do you think he makes like little like guffs and guffaws and kind of like I don't know, or is it
I
just
think he
He just
probably used
says
to.
Austin Power quotes.
Yeah.
yeah, or just like clips out of context of Margaret Thatcher and Boris Johnson? Who knows? But yeah, he dies. He drops his kitchen knife. You can take that back and sell it. He's filled with beasts. There's what since we've dug into the mask there. It makes me think of another monster, but this time from a show of sorts, Brendan. The living armor. Would you like to tell Zach and Jesse about the living armor? Do you see any sort of the similarities there?
The living. Oh yeah, it's like armor that's controlled by a little bug, like some sort of like slug, like a thing, like a little snail.
Yeah,
Snail that
Delicious in
whispers in my ear.
Dungeon, they eat a lot of monsters, and one of the monsters they find is this armor set that is kind of held together by a colony of mollusks. like these little like muscles or whatever. So one of the characters is like fighting this armor with swords and a big beautiful lion head and stuff, and it turns out to be like a bunch of different clams like moving around like muscle fibers inside it. You know, so we talked about his little digits there. This guy can sweep and he can stab. You know, there needs to be a certain amount of, finger dexterity. You know, those are articulative motions. You know, that would be hard to be if he was just, like a mask floating because there's hornets in his head, right? You know, so maybe there's hornets everywhere else, right?
It's true.
Very possible.
I
Absolutely.
suspect the man is
Aren't we all
filled to
just
the
hornets?
brim with hornets.
Probably.
At least 3 hornets in there, I think.
At least 3. Yeah.
Maybe it's a little loot bug inside of him. That's a bug.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe he's like so bloated because there's so many hornets in him that like the inside pressure is trying to match the outside pressure. So he's like all the bees are like pushing against his like inner skin like walls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like bloating him to like crazy magnitudes.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right, dude. I think you're right. And I like his little poses. I love the way they shuffle around. They're so funny. The butlers are also kind of social. There can be a couple at a time, which is almost immersion breaking because you'd hope that they'd have different, faces. What are they? Like a colony of clones? What do you mean? Oh. I respect the vibe that, at the end of the day, monstrous or not, whether or not they murder you and all your friends, they do sweep and keep the place clean, like Jesse alluded to earlier.
That's true.
So they're a respectable monster in that respect. Anything else you want to cap off about these guys? Apart from the fact that they probably could put away Yorkshire pudding like nobody else.
Yeah, I think the thing is he has a broom, but he doesn't have a dustpan, so where's it going?
That's true.
He's pushing to the corner of the room, so
that's true.
Yikes.
True. Good
Brandon,
point.
you've just completely dismantled the figure.
Yeah, I've just destroyed this guy. Yeah, he's not cleaning. All he's doing is just pushing it around indefinitely. So it's just
good point.
Yeah. He's like that robot that was leaking the fluid that it needed to live, right? That art exhibit.
True.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess you're right about that. Yeah.
He's just collecting the ants, pushing them towards his feet so they can crawl up.
Yeah, maybe he is just a fella. Maybe he just didn't know how to sweep. Perhaps a family member tried to teach him, and then they passed horribly like everything else on the planet. And, to honor their memory, he just sweeps and sweeps and sweeps. But in doing so, he accidentally swept a bunch of hornet eggs into his nose, mouth, and eyes. And eventually they just kind of buzzed around in there. And he's so severely allergic that, his sense of judgment is completely gone now.
I no longer like this theory, Andrew. This makes me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry. I told you I cooked, and that's what I cooked this time. But yeah, so the Yippee Bug and, Nigel from up the street, episode 8, right?
Incredible.
Some people have referred to the 4 of us as a sort of lethal company, and compared to these guys, I can't see where they're coming from, to be honest. Any closers on these things? Any you want to add? Any before we lay these guys to rest finally?
All I can say is a bug that steals my 1983 silver dollar. Boy, oh boy, I'm gonna stab that bug and light it on fire. And the butler, I mean, I guess you just always have to watch. What if you put googly eyes on the back of your head? Would he then be an okay butler if you give him the right materials? Who knows?
I was convinced, Brand, that you were going to say you always have to watch out for British folk.
That too.
That too.
When you're around London, I think the skills you get in dealing with the butler, I think could save you. Yeah. Exactly. It doesn't directly apply. As long as you keep their eye on them, they literally can't do anything to you. That's just how it works. Yeah.
Like a weeping angel.
I think you just have. Yeah.
Is it a blessing or a curse that like nobody can be of kind of higher class and like white and wear like a nice suit, without immediately being called British, I don't know. It's a strong association.
The whole the whole modern thing of butlers and all that is it's their specialty. So it's kind of what you assume, right? They have like those famous like butler schools there. It's a whole thing.
True. And under different circumstances, I could have a spot of tea with this guy, for sure.
It's true. Sure. More of like a coffee guy, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey, hey, what's I meant to say?
Even if Brandon, when in Rome,
exactly.
When in London, but even if the poor little hoarding bug were to take that tea and toss it overboard, as the God-fearing patriot that it is, right? We kind of have both sides of the coin, don't we?
I kind of went off there a little bit, but like I think I understood your whole point.
Yeah, it went off a little bit this whole time. But yeah, look at these little freaks. I'm glad we don't have to smell either of them. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Monstrous Musings Podcast.
All right.
Do we have a little end quip, Brandon?
Yippee!
Little quip. Let's see.
Like a little phrase.
Roses.
Like a little. Okay, yeah, go. Cook. I'm quiet now.
Nah, I lost it. I was developing. It's gone. It's the momentum's gone.
Just keep simmering it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
You got it.
Okay, let's see. Roses are red. Violets are green. Butler is kind of mean. There we go. That's all you get.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Nice.
You cut out for me. I was going to interrupt you, but I guess.
Well, it's too bad. You'll never know. You know what? You'll know in the editing booth when you're sitting there. Something you should all know is when Andrew edits a monkey business video, he turns off the internet connection in his room. He hunkers down. He pre-downloads maybe like 18 gigabytes of images on the internet that he thinks maybe he'll use based on memory of what he wants to do. Like he has to plan this in advance, but then he turns off. He hunkers down. He takes a bottle of a Belgian like a high percentage beer and some guava juice, and he mixes them together. He chugs it, and then he just goes ham. And this is the sort of creative process that he needs in order to kind of get in the mood. And I think now, when he's in that mental state, he'll finally hear this joke and he'll love it. I think he'll appreciate it then.
He's got 3 bottles. He's got the guava juice bottle. He has the Molson Canadian bottle to combine with, and he has 1 empty bottle for those long editing sessions.
Yeah. He has it's kind of crazy that he has his own catheter setup, like a home catheter setup to deal with this. It's really and that way he keeps because Andrew wears really nice. He bought those really expensive wool Ralph Lauren pleated pants, and he can't take those off, right? Because it's part of his process. It hugs him well enough that it keeps the blood up to his head and not down to his legs, right? It's like when fighter pilots use the compression pants thing or the compression socks and all that, right? So that for the G forces, it's like that, except for him, it's keeping his mental prowess up in his head, and he can't take those pants off obviously mid-editing, otherwise the blood will flow down and he's just gonna pass out and start vomiting on his laptop. It'll be over. So
he's got to keep the pants on. He's got to make a little hole at the bottom. And he's got to get himself a certified battle bucket, a certified Fortnite battle bucket.
Yeah. He actually, it's he laminated a KFC chicken bucket and then just wrote Fortnite on the front of it in like a Bic pen, and I think that's essentially what he uses.
But it really gets the creative juices flowing,
Yeah,
that's how Andrew sits down and pumps out these amazing monkey business
exactly
videos.
Like a fantastic little
without
edit.
fail.
Yeah.
Without fail.
So Brandon, you said roses are red, violets are green. This British bloke is rather mean. Is that what you said?
I did not. That would have been even better.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, dude. 2 more monsters down. We'll catch you in the next episode. The Monkey Business Guarantee of another episode of the podcast in less than 6 months. Wink.
It's true.
In the most recent one, I said monthly to bi-monthly, and bi-monthly is a beautiful word. Beautiful word.
Does that mean twice a month or once every 2 months?
My little secret.
Exactly. Come on,
this
this guy gets it.
Okay, see you later. Slaps camera.
Bye.
Oh.